Jim, breakout prospect. Who you got this year?
My breakout prospect, and it's weird. It's almost like the Cubs need this guy to break out. Is Jackson Wiggins. We talked about how the Cubs need pitchers to develop, and he's got the stuff. I mean, Lance could wax poetic about him for a long time. It's 96 to 97 with carry and run. It's a mid-80s slider. That's a two-plane pitch at its best. Although sometimes he has trouble landing it in the zone. His mid-80s changeup can tumble. He's got the stuff. He's come back from Tommy John surgery he had before the Cubs drafted him. Now he needs to throw strikes and have more consistency. And if he does that, I think he'll be the Cubs' best pitching prospect at year's end.
He got on breakout last year, so
and that's a bold prediction right there. Best pitcher.
That's just breakout. That's just breakout. Alex.
Yeah. We got more predictions. Oh wait,
they need him to break out. I totally agree with Jim. Nasty fastball there. I'm going with Juan Tomas. He's a $1.1 million signee from the Dominican Republic in their most recent class. Super athletic for his size. And talking to people in the organization on the international side, they are incredibly excited about this guy overall. I think the key thing for him on all these international guys, we kind of talked about it a bit ago, is as they add strength, how does that affect how they're moving? And I think they're bullish on him adding mass and then being able to move as efficiently as he is. He's a switch hitter. There's an odd thing here where he's actually a bit more sequenced from the right side than he is from the left side, despite the fact that he's seen less ABs from the right side. Obviously, you don't see a lot of lefties internationally. But I think the sky's the limit here for this kid. They really like him internally, and I'm going off some of my sources here. So I'm going with Juan Tomas.
17 years old, 6'3".
Yeah.
That's good size right
Wiry.
there.
Yep.
I'm going to go with 24-year-old catcher Ethan Hearn. I think the most difficult position to draft and develop is a high school catcher, because there is so much to learn when it comes to that. It is acumen, it is presence, you have to figure it out defensively and offensively. And if you look at catchers who were drafted out of high school, it takes them 5-6 years to make their big league debut. Well, Ethan Hearn is in his 6th year, and he's a guy who, you look at the OPS, it comes up every single year. Last year, double-digit home runs. And Ethan Hearn, he's a guy who ended last year in South Bend. You say, you know what if he starts in AA? And then you look at the depth chart catching-wise in the Cubs organization. You have the two guys in the big leagues. You have Moises Ballesteros, you have Pablo Aliendo, and then you have Ethan Hearn. So you have a guy who, if he does have a nice start to the season at the AA level, he puts himself on the precipice of the big league debut just because of the position, just because of the depth.
Prospect to watch. I'm running it back, Alex. Who you got?
All right, my prospect to watch is Ben Cowles, because we'll watch him. We haven't seen that much of him. He's a guy who was traded.
We're literally going to watch him.
We're going to watch him because we haven't really been able to watch him all that much. And during spring training, he did a little bit of everything. He played third, he played short, he played second, played the outfield, hit a bunch of home runs, one of the best hitters in the Cactus League for the Cubs. And he's also a Terp. Go Terps. Had to say that, along with Matt Shaw. But he's a guy that he was traded for Mark Leiter Jr. He started the season with the Cubs last year after the trade on the injured list. Played, 4 or 5 games with now the Knoxville Smokies. And he's a guy at the AAA level, could do a little bit of everything. He's on the 40-man roster. And because of that, if there is an injury up in the big leagues, look out. Ben Cowles is playing good. Ben Cowles is going to be in the big leagues.
Yeah, I'm going to go Will Sanders, 2023 4th rounder out of South Carolina. Tall guy, downhill fastball. They made some subtle adjustments to him throwing a better sinker now. We talked to him in the spring breakout game. He's a really charismatic guy, I think, overall.
Great interview.
I don't necessarily know if he's going to end up being like a top 10 or 15 prospect in the org, but I'm the pitching guy. I have to play my flag on somebody. And again, to Jim's point with Jackson Wiggins, they need somebody to pop on the pitching side. And my bet right now is that it's Will Sanders.
I love the badge of honor you wore that with. I'm the pitching guy. Here's my stake.
Jim, who do you have?
I'm going to go with Juan Tomas, who is Lance's breakout guy. He's my prospect to watch. I think we both love what we hear about this guy. Originally had to deal with the Marlins. That fell through. The Cubs swooped in. I was getting Ellie De La Cruz comps on him. He's a 6'3", lanky switch hitter, electric bat speed. And what you were getting to, Lance, he's very projectable, and right now he has plus speed and solid arm strength. And it's a case where he might actually get quicker and have more arm strength as he gets stronger. So his tools might even get better, his physical tools, not just his skills, as he develops.